Alright, hello everybody. It's been a minute. So, this is a little update video concerning it's mostly going to be random information and some less gameplay features and more back-end features I've been working on. So, to start, I've started venturing into chunks for planets in order to optimize them significantly, because sooner rather than later, we're going to be scaling this shit up a absolute metric fuck ton. So, first off, you may notice I've tweaked the generation for this planet. I've given it a huge, massive ravine in the middle. The way that I did this is we have this this third noise layer. It's effectively, so these min and max remap values basically are what is used for, actually, is this actually causing the ravine? I'm pretty sure, yeah, it is. So basically the min and max remap values, we remap the 0 to 1 values of the noise to the min and max. I don't know if that makes any sense, but basically what it allows us to do is it allows us to make negative sections and positive sections of the noise map. And this whole floor area also gets affected by the second noise layer, which is extremely low amplitude and just designed to add a little bit of sort of bumpiness to the otherwise smooth terrain. Like if I were to get rid of, I believe it's this one. It's a little hard to notice, but it's pretty obvious here. You see the bumps. And if I get rid of it, I get rid of this noise map, you notice it's a lot smoother. So yeah, basically we've got the primary noise map, the detail noise map, and then the ravine noise map. So that's not important. The main thing I wanted to show off was chunks. So I made some pretty major modifications to the script that allows me to do this, but effectively what we're doing is we're consecrating how much each face has to deal with by just having them handle certain smaller sections. I honestly am not 100%, I can't 100% remember how I implemented this, so I might have to go back in and double check. But basically, there's a total of, there's 4 chunks for each face, and there's a total of 6 faces, so that makes about, 24 faces total, and that shows up, we're making 25 draw calls. Not a huge fan of that many. That's one of the main problems, is as we get more and more chunks, that's going to get higher and higher and higher, and result in more and more lags. So, sooner rather than later, I'm going to want to figure out a way to do this all as one mesh. I'm not sure how, but we will figure it out, I guess. Anyways, so that's that. I have plenty of stuff I have to work on there, but hey. The other big thing I've been working on over the past couple days is this thing. I'm going to hop into the game to show it off real quick. You might recognize this model. I made a teaser for it a while back, but I had no idea what I was doing. Still not really sure. It's a little, hovering power is a little high, but if I just hop into this thing, ignore the very bean-shaped player model. That's a placeholder. So, this is a very janky placeholder for the, well, it's not really a placeholder, honestly. I think this is probably what the final variant I'm going to go with. The main thing is that, yeah, if it hits the ground, it's got a lot of bounce. I think some tweaking to the physics material will definitely help that. But basically, the way that we're doing this is, if I hop back into here and unhide these debug things. So basically, the way that this works is it has these raycasts that are constantly pointing towards the center of the planet, and based on those, it moves each side of the hovercraft, or the hoverbike, up or down based on the distance from the ground. That way, I don't have to correct based on the normal of the surface we're on, and I have less jank to do. And while you're in the air, you'll slowly lose power to the main thrusters. The hovercraft will slowly start to correct towards the normal vector of the planet. And the gravity will slowly start to increase. So the reason I have to do that is because if we have too high a gravity on the ground, then we start getting some really weird jank related to some math that I'm screwing up somewhere. I'll probably fix that eventually and remove the need for that, but at the time being, it just means we get some more realistic acceleration, because for some reason, probably because everything is like 1 kilogram, gravity is really low on these planets, which does kind of make sense if you consider the physics. But anyways, I also implemented the most basic third-person camera you can possibly think of. It's literally just a toggleable external view that's attached to the hovercraft. And this heads-up, or this display thing that I built the, like, mask. I made the mask in Blender, rendered it to a texture, and then just mask over a, at the moment, it's just a thing showing off your engine power, like, whatever, it's not important. I'm gonna finish up the dash before I release it. So, and also, this whole thing operates off of a curve for distance, so that way I can adjust it. One thing I'm probably going to do is make it so that it tries to stick you to the ground, so if you get too far from the ground, it'll start pulling you back down. That's a feature I've seen in a lot of other hovercraft systems in games. Alright, so the last thing I want to talk about is a release. So, if you've been vaguely following development or you're in the Discord or something, you probably saw that little notification or that little announcement I made on the Discord talking about the first full release, or the first, not even close to full, pre-alpha release of this game. So, my goal is to get that out sometime in the next month or two. I'm really not going to promise an exact date, and in fact, that may be a little, that's probably quite the hopeful date, knowing me, but I'm going to give it a shot and try and get all the stuff I want to get done before then. The primary obstacle in the way of release is the engine build. I'm an absolute perfectionist and really want to fix up some of the engine bugs. And to do that, I need to build a custom version of the engine and the export templates. So it's just a matter of wrangling my shitty Windows computer. I have a up-to-date version of the Mac build. Like, the Mac build is all finished. The only problem is the Windows build, and I think I'd get burned at the stake for only releasing a Mac build. Anyway, so once I figure that out, probably tessellation, port my crafting system from my old game, and fix docking, then I will probably release a pre-alpha version. So, I'll hopefully have that out within a month or two. When I release it, I'll probably make a video, and I'll add a link to a download, so you guys can play it. And yeah, that's really about it for this week. I swear there was something else I had to show off, but it's been a hot minute and my memory is complete dog shit for some reason. I think I have early onset dementia or something. It may have been like this new panel or something. I can't remember if I showed these off in the previous one. I've been making models for all these panels so they don't look all free-floating and shit. Anyways, my computer's almost out of storage, so I'm going to stop recording because I don't really have anything else to show off. I will see you guys whenever, I guess. Hopefully sooner rather than later. And thanks for watching. Bye. Also subscribe.